Hi, I'm Paul Schulman, and this is How to Know, a little guidance on understanding furniture, what to look for when you're buying it, and how it fits into your world. Today, a little finishing school. There are basically two parts to the finish. There's what we call the stain, which is really just a pigment that changes the color of the wood itself, and what we call a clear. By clear, what I'm talking about is a protective coating that's clear in color, like water, and usually it's either like a urethane or a lacquer that goes on the wood once it's been stained. The best way to tell if the stain is good is by looking at it at an angle. If you look at it straight on, you might not be able to get as much information from the way the wood looks. And by looking at it at an angle, you can see if there's any cracking or any inconsistencies with the finish, which obviously you want to stay away from if you can. Here's another example of cherry with a number of different finishes on it, and you can see from variation to variation the way the color changes. We can actually take a piece of cherry wood, whether it's veneer or solid, and really alter the color pretty dramatically. If you do a halfway decent job staining a piece of cherry today, in 5 years it looks like $1 million. It looks gorgeous. Once it gets the stain, it gets that clear coat that I was referring to before, which is made of the lacquer or the urethane, depending on the specific application. When we put the clear coat on, it usually is a few coats and sanded in between, just to make sure that the final product comes out nice and smooth. The last thing you need to know about finish is that glossier finishes are much more sensitive to scratches. So, if you have a piece that is going to be in a real sensitive place, like in a kitchen table, you don't want to use a glossy finish. You want to use a much duller finish, a satin or a matte finish. If you have a piece that is maybe in a dining room or a living room, glossy finishes are great and look really, really elegant. I hope you learned something helpful today. I'm Paul Schulman, and this is How to Know.